watch me. Uji trying to go live. Everything goes to shit. I'm trying to read a fucking poem here, folks, before I go on my 40-day and 40-night sabbatical for Lent. This is something I started when I was in, I don't even know, maybe elementary school. And then I just got a I don't know, great idea to want to turn my poetry into a book. And I have been writing. I don't know how to do that. Damn. How you do that? I don't know how to tag people. Somebody told me to tag them. I'm like not advanced when it comes to technology. Anybody know how to tag somebody in a live? Can y'all even hear me? That's one thing I wanted to know, because I got these headphones. Like, can anybody hear me? Am I able to be heard? I can hear myself, but I don't know if I can. Can y'all hear me? I don't know those people. Is there a comment section? I guess I should get some. But anyways, let me text. I don't know how. Who that is? Turn this off. They really going with this. Anyway. On my neck? This one? Bring them on camera. I'm not at home. All my crystals is at home. This is what I got so far. That's all I got on me. I'm in my grandma's house. Sorry. I'm washing clothes, so niggas gotta do what they gotta do. But I wanted to read the first poem. I wanted to read because I'm not one of those great poets who can remember what they wrote, and I don't really like to. I like to read because it's more like a story. I wrote this. I had started dating them. Not when I first started. I really like my handwriting. I'm gonna show y'all when I get to what I'm finna read. I forgot what I was gonna say. I wrote this. It says I started it in July. I'm gonna pick it up because it's not part of the book no more because it's so damn old. It got ripped out. This is from, damn, this is really old. Now that I think about it, I didn't even think it was that old. I was just playing. This is from July 23rd, 2010. So that's 13, almost 13 years. This paper is 13 years old. That's ancient. And this is when I was in, I had to be in high school. 2010, I was like 16. 16? Wow, that was a long time ago. But anyways, it doesn't even look that old. That's why I was so shocked. I'm like, this paper is really like older than a lot of you niggas. You know what I'm saying? And I wrote this when I was 16 years old. I have really pretty handwriting. Like, I'm really a stickler. Like, if you got bad handwriting, I talk about you. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, especially left-handed people, because they always got bad handwriting. So I will talk about you. You too grown for your penmanship to be looking like you don't give a fuck about your life. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It's too much. I'm sorry. Let me stop. It's called The Heart. You know what I'm saying? Because I was a very emotionally not emotional 16-year-old child who was very angry on the inside. So I had to write about it. It's called The Heart. I don't even know if I'm hurt. I guess y'all laughing so y'all can't hear me. Maybe. My longest relationship is paper. No, she's not lying though. She's not fucking lying. I'm not even gonna lie. 10 years? Bro. 13 years? Almost 13 years. Yeah, that's older than a lot of, yeah. That's my longest relationship. I ain't even gonna lie. That's the longest relationship I ever had with anybody. Friend, man. my word's not gonna hurt me. They ain't gonna never leave me. Anyways, in the heart. I be talking too much. In the shadows of darkness, don't do all that. In the shadows of darkness lurks hurt, pondering what the attributes of life are worth. No matter how hard it tries, it seems as if the slightest bit of happiness gives birth to gray skies. This causes it to wonder, what could I have possibly done to deserve so much pain? My all is given, but in the end, I've nothing to gain. Insanity, brokenness, loneliness, distrust, and despair are entrusted to me as parting gifts from my previous affairs. So locked away, boarded up, and closed to the world is the path it takes. Cold-blooded, unemotional, and heartless are its new personality traits. The things it thought it knew, the things it thought to be true, seemed to disappear as reality kicked in. Betrayed, torn apart, and beaten, it's clear that its old life had come to an end. Bro, I was 16. I was fucking hurt. Boy, who hurt my feelings? God damn it. Ooh, child, that is some powerful words for a 16-year-old girl. Which is funny because I noticed around that time, like, you know how people be having like a voice? Like, you know how you hear an artist and you be like, oh yeah, I can tell that's an artist. Or you read a book, or you hear a quote, or you hear something, you be like, damn, that's probably from such and such. Like, that's when I got that voice. That it's out. People call it dark. Like, even when I tried to share it with my family, they'd be like, oh, that's dark, that's morbid. Like, bitch, ain't nobody trying to talk about rainbows and sunshine all the time when my feelings out here hurt. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk about how hurt my motherfucking feelings is in a way that is beautiful. Yep. Put that on the shirt. Okay. So I brought that up because in this poem that I had just wrote, what day was this? I have to click on it because I date them now because they're like journal entries. This is actually my diary, y'all. This is my diary. This is a coded diary that only I can understand because even 13 years later, I have no idea why I wrote that. Probably over some nigga, you know. Or a very painful, hurtful friendship because those hurt too. Or somebody pissing me off at home. That too. You know, when you ain't got nobody to talk to, you just talk to the walls and to the paper. Why won't this come up? That's what's pissing me off. That's what's pissing me off. It won't come up, and I don't understand. So I might have to read another one from the book because Word ain't working on my computer. I could maybe have to just do the long way around it. This computer's so damn irritating. Okay. Come on now, somebody. I found my voice. This is a new voice. And the only reason I say that is because I wrote this. I wrote this, but it don't sound like me. Which says something. And I don't know what that says. I don't really know what that means. Because it's like after I wrote it and I read it, I didn't put a date on this. How dare I? Well, it says last modified January 5th. So I'm just going to put that date on there. January 5th. I wrote this January 5th of this year. I had to have because I didn't never come back to it. I'll figure it out later. January 5th is what we're going with. Let me write that down. 2023. Fucking bitch. How dare you? Okay. I'm going to read another old one. So y'all can see what I mean when I tell y'all I don't know who this is. New year, new me. New bitch, new voice. Me. Let me write. Okay. Yeah, this was kind of angry voice. I really like 2015. Huh. No, I don't want to read that. I like this one. 2012. Damn, we're going back in time, folks. Talk about a time machine. I'm so lame. I had to, folks. I had to. I wish I had a time machine. Well, maybe y'all should keep shit in a memory box so you can feel like you got a motherfucking time capsule. How about that? I told y'all I don't play about handwriting. It's called Destined. Destined. 2012. That was about, 11 years ago? Y'all know I can't do math. Whew. We going back in time, folks. Put this up here. Like a fucking music person. Stolen emotions, painted pictures, fingers tapping on the glass. Shattered memories, frozen. Reflected fractions of her past. Gathered pieces bleeding. This attempt must be her last. A clock ticking in the distance. No one sees, no one knows, no one cares. Unrequited love lost. Her attempted death sentence. Darkness envelops, light diminishes. Sinister thoughts take over the mind. Closed doors, whispered secrets behind. She attempts her last time. High above, down below, places of the darkest ebony. Demons come and go freely, singing songs of her sad melody. Hands withdrawn, backs turned against. She alone must face this last attempt of agony. Temptation? No. Desperation? No. Desecration? No. Rejuvenation? Yes. Rejuvenation. Rejuvenate, my love. Destination, destiny, destined. She was destined to be something, someone. Her last attempt at hope was lost. Love was gone. She was left with nothing but feelings of self-worthlessness, a burning sensation of hatred towards herself and towards others. She was despicably wallowed in self-pity. Pick yourself up, my wonderfully precious child. Dust yourself off. Stand to your feet, head held high. You are beautiful. You are loved. A rightful owner of hope, joy, and peace. Pick yourself up, my lovely child. You are destined to be. It sounds weird to be read by one person because it's supposed to be two people. It's two people. Don't ask me how you write a poem with multiple voices in it. But that's how it was in my head. So that's how I had to put it on paper. Like sometimes I'll write a poem, but it's supposed to be read by two people. I don't know if that's normal, and I don't know what that's called, but I do that often. Very, very often. It's like 8 voices. It's like a play, but a poem. You know what I'm saying? Little playwright. Might turn it into a movie or something. Like you talking about. Okay. But this is the last one that I wrote, which is kind of like a change in the voice to me, because it reads more like a story. And I'm like, I guess a poem could be a story if that's cool. It could be whatever you want it to be, because you can do what the fuck you want to do when it comes to writing shit, because there's no rules. There's no fucking rules. And that's the best thing about poetry, because it's like you can't talk bad about it because you sound dumb. Because I can tell you that that's not what that means, and you can't argue with me because I wrote it. Anyways, it's called Fairies and Sirens. I metamorphosize into the girl of my dreams. She's something beyond wonder. beyond your wildest dreams. She can't be tamed. She can't be broken by the mundane. She understands that she knows nothing at all. She surrenders to the divine. Love is lost. Love is found. In her cocoon, she slowly dissolves the old parts of herself in acid to be born something beautiful, something magical. She started off crawling only to melt into something unknown. Will she have wings? A tail? Scales? Voices whisper. The fire that burns away everything, turning all to ash, has its sights on her. In her cocoon. Oh, never mind. And it sets the target and chooses her as its next victim. Will she burn? Will she die? Will she be scarred? It asks. In her cocoon, she hears questions. Answer them she must. Who will she be after unlocking her true potential? Who will she be after entering a whole new world? Who will she be after the ashes? Who will she be after being reborn? Inside her cocoon, she is closed from the world, protected from all her enemies. She is hidden in plain sight, yet overlooked and undervalued. Earth sets her as its target. You could almost hear the tectonic plates shifting, the violence of the earthquake, the unexpectedness of the sinkhole, the mystery of the cave. If they only knew what was in store, it said. How would you feel if you blindly walked past $1 million, only to recognize its value after it had been confiscated by another? I was just there. What an opportunity missed. In her cocoon, she hears questions. Answer them she must. Why don't you see the value in your eyes? Why don't you see your soul reflected back in the company you keep? Why are you so lost? Why are you so found? In her cocoon, she drowns in the liquid darkness of her shadow self. She panics because she believes it is something else. Water says target locked. The tsunami, the typhoon, the whirlpool, the water that destroys any and everything. Not many people survive encounters with these. They set their sights on her as their next victim. Can she swim? Can she hold her breath long enough? Does she deserve to live? They ask. In her cocoon, she hears questions. Answer them she must. How will she be when she washes away the dirt and grime? How will she be after the reflection in the mirror matches the reflection in the soul? How will she be when she learns to trust? How will she be when she learns to lean back, fall, and surrender? Will it hurt? Will it heal? In her cocoon, she feels the outside world spin. She rocks and she shakes in the wind. Air is here, not to be gentle, but to be malevolent. The tornado's destructive force, the thunderclouds' unpredictable lightning, the poisonous gases, toxic fumes. We have a poem for you, Sleeping Beauty. We hope you love it, they said. We will throw you here and toss you there. We will shock you everywhere. Holding your breath won't save you here, for we seep through your pores, my dear. In her cocoon, she hears questions. Answer them she must. Why do you question every single thing? Why do you hate yourself so much? Who told you these things? Do you believe them? Do you believe me? She screams, but no sound comes out. For she is only a mixing pot of potential. She has not yet fully blossomed into her purpose. That's it. That's all I got. Yay! I told you it read like a story. I don't know why it came out that way. That's why who the fuck wrote this? I wrote that. I did. It's gonna be in a book. Whenever I get to that book. Meantime, in between time, I will continue to write whatever falls into my head. And I have one more new one that I want to read. I think I sent it out. This is January 7th. No, this is actually, me see. What's the date? I hope I dated it. Yes, I did. December 31st. Ooh, right before the new year. Right before New Year, New Me. Okay. It is called Best of Both Worlds. I think my voice probably changed with this one too. I can see the change. Like, I don't know what the change is, or like how do you describe that. Maybe if there's any other poets out there, they can like drop a comment or something and be like, oh, it's called this and it's called that. Like, you know, the little technical terms, because I ain't got it. I just know that it's, in my head, it's called a voice. Like your niche. I think that's the right word. Something like that. It's how you know who you are. But I guess that's not me anymore. I don't have to hide who I am. I am who I am. Sam I am. Green eggs and ham. Let me stop. I'm gonna read this. See, this is what I have no friends. Best of both worlds. Let's do it, folks. I am torn. I am torn between two opposing forces. The me who wants to be loved and appreciated, and the me who demands respect and acceptance. Love me or die. Serve me or die. They are supposed to be working together in harmony. However, yeah. Okay. However, that's my grandma. They don't really get along. You see, my heart yearns for love, but my mind ain't having it. She weighs the pros and cons of love and tosses the list because it's too many damn cons. No one wants to grovel for affection. No one wants to pander for likes. No one wants to do all this extra for love. Why can't you take me as I am? I know I'm far from perfect, but why do I have to jump through hoops for such a simple, basic human emotion? Yeah, that's logic. She doesn't understand what she doesn't understand. If it don't make sense, she not going. And let me tell you, love makes absolutely 0 sense. There's no fancy calculator that has been invented. No secret family recipe passed down from generation to generation. Nothing. You're going in blind, fully surrendering yourself to your emotions and letting your heart lead. Letting your heart take control over every bodily function. You don't think, you just react. You get so lost, so confused, so amazed. You don't really know what to do, so you do everything. Or nothing at all. Yep, there's logic telling you to sit down somewhere. You're doing too much. Or telling you to ask yourself, is this really what you want? Is this the life we envision for ourselves? Or my ultimate favorite, are you happy? I know. That's a real heartfelt question. But it all boils down to what you believe brings you great joy. Do you believe you deserve to be happy? Are you so fucked up that only your mother will love you? Are you? How often have I sat around staring at my reflection and asking, what's wrong with me? Maybe I deserve this life. These cards dealt to me. This is clearly the life mapped out for me, and I must have done something to someone somewhere. I must check the list and check it twice. What list? We threw that away ages ago. We've been winging it for years. Who's speaking? Who's asking me these questions? Who's putting all these tiny voices in my head? Who's knocking? Constantly knocking. It's driving me insane. Your heart, you foolish girl. Do you think I'm slow? Do you think I'm incapable of knowing right from wrong? Do you think I just fall for the okie doke? Who do you think has been guiding you thus far? If we left things strictly to logic, we'd be pretty alone, don't you think? Have I ever steered you wrong? I showed you what was and what wasn't. Your mind did the rest. I, however, am not to blame for other people's incompetence. Why do you get upset at me for the mistakes other people do to us? What did I do besides allow you to feel good and bad? I never said I was sunshine and rainbows. You assumed that using that logic of yours, which isn't too logical if I do say so myself. How dare you cast me to the side like broken glass? only to sweep me back up and try to put the pieces together with bleeding fingers. That's what happens when you feel like you've done wrong for loving someone unworthy. Wow. Well, I guess I deserve that. I told you they don't get along very well. They love to put me in the middle of their epic battle of wits. There's nothing I can do at this point in my life besides accept the fate of whatever crazy person is behind the wheel. My head or my heart. That's all I got. Yeah. That's the new voice. Y'all hear it? So I know y'all hear it. I heard it. I told you, it's a change. I don't know what the change is, but it's a change from 10 years ago, 13 years ago, almost, to now. Hope y'all enjoy. I'm out.